every now and then I come back and I do a ranking, just a review roundup of all the products that I've been trying as of late, letting you know which ones are worth picking up and which one you should be avoiding. I'm going to be ranking these from my absolute least favorite to my new favorite products. And I'm going to do my absolute best to explain to you why some of these products did not work out for me, because sometimes it is, honestly, it is just that I think a product is like just bad quality. Like, it is what it is. I'm gonna call it out the way that it is. And sometimes it could just be a preference. Like, this is not the way that I like a product to behave. And sometimes it can just be that the color or the formula just does not work for the undertone or the skin type that I have. And I will do my absolute best to explain to you why some of these are my favorites and why some of these are just not my favorites. I will also list all of these products down in the description box, where I will let you know whether or not I bought them with my own money or if I got it in PR. But I'm gonna be honest with you, if I don't like something and I got it in PR, I am not sugarcoating anything. It is not up to me to make like good products. If a brand sent me something that doesn't work out for me, I'm gonna let you know, because that's why I'm here on YouTube, to let you know whether or not I think products work out for me. I'll also pop them up here on YouTube Shopping on the screen in case you're interested in picking up any of these products. And if you do click and shop through my links, I do earn a small commission. Let's start at the bottom with a product that I quite honestly don't think is a well-formulated product, and this is from Makeup Revolution, and this is the Instant Brow Hair Pen. This has like little prongs like this. It looks like a little fork. I was gonna say trident, but no, there are way too many thingamabobs on this one to be a trident. This one is just too sheer. I think that these kind of products where you're supposed to like draw it in and make hairs, they need to be a little bit more opaque than this. Otherwise, it's just gonna look watery and weird and not distinct enough to be like a hair, because it's supposed to be mimicking a brow hair. And for it to be doing that, it needs to be a little bit more opaque. I still think the one from NYX, which is the something something from NYX, is the best one on the market. This one, just as the one from E.L.F, I just think they're too sheer to do what they're supposed to be doing. Next one is gonna be, I don't think this is a highlighter. These are from Arttitude Cosmetics, and these are the Imagination and the Illumination highlighters that just came out with the Arcana collection. This is a green highlighter, and it is a green to a purple highlighter. I can't get the other one open, but you know what they look like. For me, the reason why this is at the bottom is that this is too opaque, and it has a gray base the way that a multichrome or a duochrome eyeshadow would have a gray base, which looks really cool on the lids, but it doesn't work on the skin. I just don't think that this is the formulation of a highlighter. I think this is the formulation of an eyeshadow. As an eyeshadow, these look incredible. As a highlighter, I think these just look like an eyeshadow on the cheeks. They gave me a gray cast. I think they're too opaque. Not my favorite formulation as in highlighter, because again, I think their eyeshadows are beautiful, especially their shimmers. This one just was like a shimmer on the cheek, and sometimes highlighters do need to have a different formulation from an eyeshadow to actually look somewhat believable on the skin. This look, by the way, this is a full face of NARS. I mean, this looks kind of incredible. I love how this looks. I don't know if this look is live yet or not. If it is, I'll link it down below. If not, it's coming soon. Next one is going to be just a preference when it comes to formulation, and this is the lip oils from Bare Minerals. These are too much of an oil. I want a lip oil. This is the kind of lip oil that I would put on my lips before I go to bed. It sinks into the lips kind of quickly. It's very sheer in color. I thought I was going to get a beautiful berry lip. It is so sheer that all the colors, quite honestly, don't make sense. It's just so incredibly sheer. I was hoping this was going to be more like the Clarin lip oil, which is a little bit more pillowy. It has a little bit more color to it, and it lasts on the lips a long time. This doesn't give much color. It's not pillowy on the lips. It's just more like an oil on the lips. It sinks in too quickly. It doesn't give enough color. So for me, this is just not the kind of lip oil that I want to be like carrying around. And I definitely don't want it to be colored, because I wouldn't use it during the daytime. I would only use it during the nighttime. This one breaks my heart, and I am just this is one of those. I love Huda Beauty, and I love being on the Huda Beauty PR list. I just don't think these are amazing. So these are the lip liners from Huda Beauty. These are the marker lip liners. I love a lip liner. Lip liners is actually one of my absolute favorite makeup products, makeup steps in my routine. I love wearing a lip liner. These are a marker stain kind of a lip liner. So once you get them on, yes, they do stay on for a really long time. They do dry down and stain immediately. So there's no way of making this a less sharp line. What you get is what you get, which is, if you like a very distinct lip line, that's great. If you like those kind of peel off lip lines, you know, the girls that are like sleeping with a lip line and they're doing like the shed and everything, like that's great. This is for you, because this one will stay on for a really long time. I like using these more in like the middle of the lip and then putting a lip oil on, because as a lip liner, I just think it looks too stark. And the lighter colors, especially this light brown, doesn't do much. I'm gonna be honest, it doesn't do much. But the biggest problem isn't that, like, this could be a preference thing. If it was just like, oh, I don't like how sharp of a line it gives me, I just use them to fill in my entire lips. If that was the problem, that's all fine and dandy. I've actually used both of these pink colors to fill up my entire lips, but they're kind of patchy. And it does have a thing on it here. This is to store them with this side down, so the color runs down to the tip. But even when you do that, it still kind of dries out before you're able to fill in your entire lip. And it just ends up being a little patchy. And since it dries down instantly, you're just in this battle of trying to make it look not patchy and just different depths in different parts of the lips. And then it ran out and it's sheer on one side and it's opaque on one side. I just don't know about these. Again, to fill out the inner part of your lips and then just putting an oil over and getting that like popsicle lip, like that, it's perfect. But as a lip liner, since these dry down and need to be held like upside down again for a time, I don't know if hours is the right word here, before you can fill out your entire lips, nobody's having a 3-hour makeup routine where you can like do half your lip line and then come back sometime later and do the other half. I don't think that these should have been in this packaging, and I don't think they should have been marketed as a lip liner. That's what I will say, because I don't think you don't get enough color in here to fill out your entire lips. And then of course you can, when it's like dried out, you can like punch it on your hand to like refill with some color to do the other half, but then some of it dried down, it still ends up being patchy, and you have the stain on your hand, because again, this dries down and stains instantly, which is also like not ideal. So again, the idea, sure. The execution, not so much. I will save the 2 pink ones to do that like popsicle lip thing, but the other ones, they're not my favorite. I also will say, this is the Tear concealer. This is the concealer that's like a 2-in-1. So there is a doe foot, and then there is a like one of these stick things. The thing with this, the doe foot one, I don't think this one, I don't even mind a concealer that is a medium coverage. I don't even mind that. But both of these are kind of, I don't want to say sheer coverage, but I don't think any of these have enough coverage. This one that I personally would use to cover up like imperfections or pimples or discolorations, it's kind of sheer, which I feel like doesn't really, I don't think it really works like that. I don't love the formulation of this either. I almost feel like it's too like sheer and emollient. And this under eye concealer is fine. It's a nice like medium coverage under eye concealer, but the duo of these together doesn't make any sense, because I feel like they're both kind of like light to medium coverage. They're both kind of emollient, and it's not that they like, when you set them down with powder, they don't look cakey, and it's not like they're not like they're moving around or creasing, but I don't think they're different enough to warrant both of them in this packaging. And I'm just not blown away by this one. It's fine, I guess. If even that, the stick one is just, I don't even know. I didn't love it. This one is okay. okay. This is the E.L.F. Halo Glow Skin Tint. I have it in 8 medium neutral. This, it says, first of all, this is a skin tint with a mineral broad spectrum SPF 50. If you are to use this one and get 50 SPF, you need enough product to cover 3 fingers. That's how much you need to get the sunscreen that says on here, to cover your face and cover your neck. If you do that, this is going to be greasy, cakey mess because it doesn't really sink into your skin like that, and you're just going to get the heaviest, cakiest, greasiest, just muckiest mess. Don't do that. This one actually says shake well and squeeze out 5 drops of tint. That is gonna do nothing for SPF coverage. I don't even know why they bothered putting SPF 50 on this one if they recommend you to do 5 drops. That's just not gonna do much. I'm gonna be honest with you. And even, so I've used this where I used a lot to get close to the SPF that's advertised here. Looks horrible, looks greasy, didn't settle down, felt so heavy on the skin. It was just not it. And then I used it once where I used 5 drops like recommended here, still too much. I used it once where I used 3 drops. And you know what? It looked beautiful. But with 3 drops, at that point, you could have just said light coverage skin tint. There's no need to have the SPF claim on there because you're not getting any of that. Even with 5 drops, that is the recommendation on the product. So for that reason, I just think that this is a gimmick. And I'm putting that in the you can do better category because you can do better. If you want to get a tinted SPF, you can do better, and I'll talk about one in a hot second. I don't thought there was anything wrong with the Tier foundation when it came to coverage and finish on the skin. This is the Tier Mask Fit Red Foundation. This dries down to like a natural matte. It's not 100% powdery matte, but it looks pretty matte on the skin. You can definitely easily build this up to a full coverage, and honestly, it looks kind of good on the skin, except the shade. I got the shade that is, let me double check, 27N Camel. This is a medium neutral, and this is so yellow. This is Marge Simpson's foundation shade. I have I would say right now, I'm pretty tan. I would say I am usually I have to get a medium shade when I'm this tan, and I am like a neutral golden undertone. Definitely on the warmer side, but I tend to get a neutral shade just to make sure that I'm not getting something that's too red. That's usually why I go for a neutral. I can always warm up with a warm bronzer, but it's really hard for me to take out the red if my face ends up being too red. This is not a neutral. This is not a neutral, and it makes me wonder what their other shades are like if they think this is a neutral. It's just not a neutral. It's very, very, very yellow, and I have a golden undertone, and I looked crazy with this foundation on. So I'm just saying that I can't use this. It's too yellow. I even, like, that's the thing. You know, people are always like, oh, you can always use a color corrector or like a foundation, like one of those correctors. You pour in your foundation, you mix it to get your right shade. Do you know which corrector I have? A yellow one. Because that's usually what's missing in foundations, that they're not yellow enough. This is not usually my problem. And I'm not saying I'm the most yellow undertone. I'm definitely not. And I'm not saying that there's no one out there that does have this. Of course there's someone that has this skin tone. I'm just saying this is not a neutral. And it's confusing. And quite honestly, I don't think I'm going to buy any more tier foundations, because I've tried a couple of shades now and they're just not right for me. So I'm just gonna be like, unless I can try a shade in real life, I'm leaving tier to other people. I'm gonna put the Huda Beauty lip oils here. These are actually, again, a really, really nice lip oil. These have a little bit more of a pillow-like formula to them. They look very glass-like on the lips. The reason why this is a little bit lower is because I think that these ones disappear too quickly into the lips. I want something that stays a little bit longer than these. These disappear on me in like 45 minutes, and I want something that stays a little bit longer without me even like eating or anything. They're just gone. So for me, this is more of a treatment, which is fine. It's more of a treatment than it is like a lip product that I would like wear as my lip color of the day and put in my purse. If you have dry chapped lips, these feel really, really wonderful on the lips. But again, we didn't need 3 different shades for that because again, they're very sheer, which is, there's nothing wrong with that. And I love the sense of them, but it's more of a treatment than it is like a lip product that's gonna stay on your lips and be like your lipstick of the day. This is more of a preference thing than it is a formula thing. I love a good highlighter. This is the Green Goddess highlighter by Bella Beauté. This is a mint going to a purple highlighter, and quite honestly, this is very high intensity. It's a little bit of a sparkly highlighter, so in case that gives you that really wet look on the skin. I just don't love a highlighter that is a mint going to a purple. That's just not a highlighter that I'm gonna reach for a lot. Again, I do have a little bit more of a golden undertone, so if I'm gonna do a colored highlighter, I usually do something that's a little bit more on the warmer side, or something that is at least if it's gonna be cool tone, like a pink or a purple. A mint going to a purple, that's just not the kind of color that I go for. But if you like the sound of that, the quality is great, and this is a highlighter formula. You're not gonna get that gray cast, so this is just a preference thing. This is the NYX Lip IV Hydrating Gloss Serum. I haven't really fully, it took me a while to make up my mind about this product. This is a gloss that leaves a stain. The reason why this does what it says it's gonna do. And again, this is also just a preference thing, but this is a high intensity, like opaque lip gloss. And for me, this is just something, if I'm gonna do a gloss, I want something that's a little bit more sheer. If I am gonna do, like this one, it's a satin lipstick. This is a full opaque lipstick. I can do that. But if it's a gloss, I don't want it to be opaque. And this is opaque lip gloss. I don't mind a tint, like a lip tint that leaves something. But since this is a fully opaque gloss that leaves a tint, it is just not my favorite combo when it comes to that. There are definitely other brands that I think do that better. And I do have the one from ColourPop here as well. And I'm thinking, these. I still haven't used them. I'm thinking this might be the exact same thing, that they're like fully opaque and then leave a tint. And I don't know if that's like my favorite. But how I do prefer using this one though is doing the tint, dabbing the lip gloss off and wearing the tint, and then doing a sheer, like an oil or something above. That's just more my preference. I don't like a fully opaque lip gloss. It's just not what I love. I think the formulation of these sticks by Makeup Forever is really, really good. I just have the wrong colors for me. I have a highlighter in Starfire Gold that is just very icy and a little bit too light for me. I have a contour that is in Ardent Dune that is literally my skin tone. It's too light for me. And then I have a couple of blushes. None of them were perfect for me, but I do think that the blush is my favorite product, again, because that's more like my kind of color. This is a really beautiful, like muted, like raspberry, and this is in Blushing Pink, and I think this is stunning. I have swatched some other shades in stores, and they do have shades that are more my kind of skin colors, and I almost like feel like I want to get the right colors for me because these two just aren't the ones for me. They sent me a couple of other ones too, but again, none of those contour shades or like highlighter shades are the right ones for me. I don't think there's anything wrong with the formulation though. I think it's a really nice formulation. I just kind of wish, and this is just a personal, I wish that there was one, because I did swatch the bronzers and the like contours. They're a little bit more neutral cool tone, which it's getting to be more popular again. A lot of like face products are starting to get more cool toned again, which again isn't my personal preference. I don't love contouring my face, so I would have wanted something that was just a little bit more golden. So I'm gonna go in again and swatch and see if I can find my perfect shade. The blush I think is beautiful though, and you can use these on your lips and like other places too. I don't know if the red one is like eye safe though, according to like FDA regulations, but these two colors are just not the right ones for me. But I don't dislike the formula. I just think I need to go in and swatch things out and see, is there anything that's like more my jive. This is the first product that I'm going to talk about for the Masterclass collection that Blend Bunny did together with Jordan Liberty. This is the Masterclass Pro Luster palette, and these are for glowy shades. One of them is now all over my floor. Let's have a quick break. Okay, I am back. Everything in my life, including me, including my chair, and everything around me has a slight purple tint to it. So that's fun. So yeah, be careful with this one because as you can see, one just fell out, and this is not an old palette. What I will say about this formula, another part just fell out. Can you not see I'm trying to do something here? Oh my gosh. What I will say about this formula, even without it fall out, this is a very sparkly formula, and it's more like a sparkly high intensity like blush topper, which isn't how I do my cheeks. I love a wet cheek, I love a glowy cheek. I just don't do a sparkly cheek like that has a lot of base color to it. So this isn't my preferred way of doing my cheeks. I just think it's a little bit too sparkly, but it does end up being very like intense and visible and a big like contrast on the skin. So in that way, it is a really cool product. It's just not the way I prefer to do my makeup. I also have the Pixi Natural Brow Duo here, and this is a brow pen. I think I have this in blonde. Natural blonde. It is a blonde brow color here, which is a really, really good color. And then it is a brow gel, which works perfectly fine. Not my favorite brow gel, but it works. Usually with these kind of duo products though, this is a decent brow product. There's nothing wrong with this product, but when it is a duo product like this, you're always going to run out of one of the products over the other. And that's the thing that I don't like about these duo products, because you feel like you're getting a bang for your buck, but usually you get very little pencil. This one does seem to have quite a lot of the brow glue though, but it just ends up with a compromise. You're gonna run out of one of the other quicker, and you usually get less product than if you just bought two products. So you do have to make a little bit of a calculation, seeing if you're actually like saving money. This one, it's perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with it. If you can find this in store, and the blonde color is a really good blonde color. Yeah, it's nothing wrong with it, but it's not going to be my favorite brow product. Next, we have the lip oils from Blend Bunny, the Masterclass collection. These colors are so fun, and I love how they look on the lips. This does have a somewhat pillowy texture to it. The only reason these aren't higher is, again, these do sink into the lips, according to me, a little bit quicker than I would like to, for it to be a lip oil that I would wear as like my lippy of the day. But especially this one, the shiny one, it is called Hybrid, and it's just so cool on the lips, and I really like how it looks. And I've been wearing all three of these colors, and quite honestly, the colors are beautiful, and I do like the formulation, how they feel and how they look on the lips better than some of the other ones I've talked about. I just wish they stayed on the lips a little bit longer. I also really did enjoy the new formulation of, I don't know if this is a new formulation per se, but this is the glosses from Colourpop that came Ultra Glossy Lip in the Lilo and Stitch. The Ultra Glossy Lip is a beautiful formulation. It is a colorful, like it looks like a juicy sheer color on the lips. It stays on quite good. And with these Lilo and Stitch, it came in this packaging that looks like a little popsicle, which is totally fine. I don't love the applicator, but they scented these and they smell incredible. Incredible. They smell like 3 different fruits, and the smell is incredible. Like, it is so juicy and so true to like how the fruit actually smells. It's absolutely beautiful, and I do love how this one looks as well. And I'm actually going to Hawaii. I think when you're seeing this, I might probably actually be back from Hawaii, and I want to bring some of my like, what is this? Some of my Hawaii themed makeup, and I feel like this one is a good alternative. I did a full face of Swedish makeup brands not too long ago on my channel, and for the first time I tried Kaja on my channel, and quite honestly, I'm very, very impressed with the product. This is the bronzer, and I also have the highlighter. I have the bronzer in Gold Coast, and I have the highlighter in Sydney, and these are beautiful. This is more of a drier baked formula, and I think think both of these are really, really pretty on the skin. I like the highlighter more than I like the bronzer, because the bronzer is a little bit too sheer and I have to build it up on my skin. But there is nothing wrong with these products. They look incredible. But I have found some new favorites from Kaya, and we'll talk about that in a bit. Out of these two, I do like the highlighter more than I like the bronzer, mainly because I think the bronzer is a smidgen too sheer to be like a favorite formula for me. But if that sounds beautiful to you, if you're like, oh, a baked formula in bronzer that's a little bit sheer and has a glow to it, I think you would really like it. Quite honestly, overall, I was very, very impressed with Kaya. I also tried the new tint by E.L.F. This is the Sheer For It blush tint. This is the orangey one. I have worn this on my cheeks and I've worn this on my lips, and this is a really, like, it does what it says it's supposed to do. This is one of like those blushy formulas that really gives a tint that lasts for a long time. These tints though can be a little bit hard to work with. If you use it with a tool, you're gonna tint the tool. If you use it with your finger, you're gonna tint your fingers. And if you make a mistake, that's now you're carrying that mistake with you throughout the day. So it's not the easiest product to work with, but if you're looking for something that's going to stay on all day, these are definitely a more budget alternative to some of the more expensive tints out there. I really did enjoy the lip pencils by Dominique Cosmetics. I bought these on the website when these were released. There was like a build your own bundle, and I got 3 of the shades. I have Dulce de Leche, Toasty Peach, and Soft Brownie. All 3 of these colors are really beautiful, and I really like this formula. This is a little bit more of a drier formula. So this one is perfect if you want to be able to build up as you go, if you want to be able to like sheer out your lip liner, or if you want to do like an ombre lip liner. These are the kind of lip liners, if you, like me, like something that doesn't go 100% opaque straight out of the gate. If you like a very opaque, super creamy, like lip pencil formula, this will not be for you. But these are a little bit more on the drier side. Think a little bit more almost like the original MAC formula. Really, really pretty though, and they do have a special tip to them, so it's very easy to like fill in your lips and to like ombre them out. I like this formula a lot, and I think they did a good job with the colors as well. At least the 3 that I have, they're really nice. This is the summer limited edition product from Fenty Beauty. They and every other brand in the world came out with a cherry collection. This one I really like. I usually don't like this kind of packaging because I feel like it's almost like I don't want to say childish, but I don't always think it works. But here, in a way, it does, because it is giving us that like retro, almost like pinball machine with the pixelated cherry on it. I think it's really cute. I have the one that is in cherry pied. So this is the Hot Cheeks formula, which is the formula from Fenty that is like the blush highlighter hybrid. Honestly, really beautiful on the cheeks. I was kind of hoping that this was going to be even glowier on the cheeks, because I am going to be talking about their glowy blush formula that is like, they have a powder blush formula, they have matte ones and they have shimmery ones, and I don't think that this is more shimmery than their shimmer, like their glowy blush, and for that reason I was kind of expecting more. So again, I don't think there's anything wrong with this one, but I was kind of thinking that this was going to be even glowier on the cheeks, and it's not like it's matte or satin in any way. I was just thinking that this was going to be even more of a highlighter blush hybrid with that beautiful like cherry color. Again, nothing wrong with it, just not exactly what I was expecting. This is the concealer from Kaya. Well, they have different formulas, and this one is no idea. Literally does not say a color on here. Like, it says a color 3M, but it doesn't say the name of it. But they do have several different concealers, but this is the one with the silver cap. This is beautiful. It isn't a liquidy concealer, but it's also not an overly thick concealer. You definitely can get a full coverage with this one. This doesn't look cakey or heavy under the eyes. It gives you a medium to buildable coverage, and it doesn't crease on me. I really did enjoy this concealer. I thought it was really good. The only thing that isn't perfect is the color. Again, I got a medium, and I got a neutral, right? Yeah, 3 neutral, and this is almost a smidgen desaturated for me. So if that sounds like something for you, like a desaturated color, because on me that almost makes it look a little bit gray, maybe this is perfect for you. I was just hoping for something that was not as desaturated. So the only reason why this isn't like on top is that the color is just a smidgen too desaturated to be a perfect color for my under eyes. This one has taken me a bit to review because I was like, how do I feel about this product? And I have realized I really, really like this product, but I need to powder it down. So this is the Milk Hydrogrip Gel Tint. This one, if I powder down my face, this one is a light to medium coverage that lasts amazingly. If I powder down my face, if I don't powder down my face, it is almost, I can still feel it being a little bit too, again, it is the grip. It is almost has that, I don't want to say tacky because I don't know if that's really what I mean, but if I don't set this one down, I can feel it on my skin longer than I would want to. But if I put on a light like dusting of powder all over my skin, this one, I can get a 12-hour wear out of this one without it fading or smudging or moving around or honestly getting overly oily either. So it is not my favorite skin tint in my collection because again, I don't want to have to get my skin to be all over matte because I do have foundations like the one I'm wearing today. This is the NARS Light Reflective Foundation. I don't have to powder that foundation and it still is touch proof. So it's really beautiful. It has great longevity even on a combo oily skin like me, but I do have to powder my entire face. Some people are going to be like, well, you always have to do that. I actually don't. I only have to powder my T-zone. So if you have dry skin, this is probably a light medium skin, it says skin tint, but like a light medium gel-like consistency foundation for you. If you do not have dry skin, again, and you've tried this and you're like, why does it feel so tacky? Just try setting down your face. It's gonna wear and look honestly beautiful. Technically, these kind of big palettes is not my jam, but I gotta say, this Masterclass Pro Cheek palette that they did with Jordan Liberty, the formula is really beautiful. Like the formulation is stunning. This is a sheer buildable matte but not flat formula that looks really incredible on the skin. Loving the color selection, loving the finishes. There are three. There are a little bit more sheeny on the skin, again not sparkly like that other one, but more like a visible sheen. You can build them up, you can sheer them out. They are so nice on the skin. This formula is just honestly stunning. This palette is heavy to hold up. Do I wish that I was able to get, I wish that they would do like empty compacts. I said that in the video where I talked about this. I wish they would have like an empty compact with like a duo or a trio, or like where I can just like take out a couple of shades and make my own perfect little compact, because I just know myself. I'm gonna forget this one, and I feel sad because I really do enjoy the formula, but this is just too big for an everyday day-to-day consumer to be having just laying around. This is big. This is big. So I do wish that they offered something where you can lift some shades out and put into a nice compact that had the same look as this one does. Maybe that will come for the future, because again, something that big, even when I was a working makeup artist, I'm gonna be honest with you, I wouldn't be lugging something this heavy around. That is just a personal preference though. But the formula is stunning. Now let's talk about the lip oils from Fenty. This formula is beautiful. This is very, very pillowy on the lips. I have two different colors. I actually got these in PR, and I do have the purple one. This is Miss Jellyfish, and this one is long lasting, pillowy, looks beautiful on the lips, feels great, looks great, just wears great. The sparkly one is a sheer sparkly gloss that has the best scent that I have smelled in a long time. It smells like cupcake batter. Absolutely beautiful. Then I have the one that is Fenty Glow. No, this is Fuzzy, sorry. And this one, unfortunately, oh my god, did I put that? This chair is already crazy. Unfortunately, this is why this isn't on top, because the colored ones are a little bit more opaque than I would like. So this still looks really beautiful on the lips, and it's just a little bit more color than I would like. And I feel like that is something that Fenty does with a bunch of their glossy lip products. They just have a little bit more color than I would prefer. Because I told you before, when it comes to glossy lips, I like my lips to be a little bit more on the sheer side, and when it comes to matte lips, I do actually like my lips to be a little bit more on the opaque side. So this is just a preference thing, but the formula, fantastic. This is a formula that I really enjoy. I'm just gonna mention this one as a single product because this is just a product that I love. I've been traveling with this. Can't get this open though. Hello. And this is from the Lethal Cosmetics and Adventure Time collection, and this is the Lumpy Space Princess blush. This is a matte cream to powder blush in a purple, and you can see mine is well used. I've been traveling with this one. I've used this so much. I love this. This is such a beautiful purple blush, and I have been very into purple blush as of late, like very into purple blush, and I love this one. I've been traveling with it. I've been using it so much, and I really enjoy this one. I haven't been able to like fully dive into 100% all the collection. I did a video where I was showcasing the entire collection, and the one product that I've been using the most since that is this one, because I packed this in my travel bag and I have been using it so much. There is an orange blush, and I think I might bring that one now that I'm traveling this time. Or maybe I'll bring the pink one too. You know what? I'll bring the other two colors traveling to Hawaii, and I can see if I like the other ones as much too. But the purple one, love this purple one. I was so impressed by the Half Magic Eye Electric Extreme Lengthening Mascara. I used this in a recent video, and I even got a comment from the video saying, I saw you wearing this mascara and I immediately bought it. This is very impressive. Like, it is very impressive. This is a, what do they call those, like, they're called something specific. You know, when they're like as a coat on the lash? You know what I'm talking about. That kind of mascara that when you wash it off, it's just like, it comes off like a little jelly worm. The results that this gives on the lash, it makes your lashes look super long, super dramatic, and I am very impressed. I've been using this quite a lot. Again, I'm traveling. I probably already traveled when you're seeing this. This will be my mascara that I bring, because dang, very impressed. Such a good mascara. It comes in different colors too, but the black one, this is the kind of mascara where I'm like, because when I'm traveling, I usually don't do false lashes because I'm like, I'm a little bit more easy breezy. You know what? I want to be traveling, not doing my makeup. Definitely, this will make me feel very confident about my lashes without falsies. Highly recommend this one. I got sent the uniform from Merit, and again, I have been traveling with this one too. This was actually, I only brought 2 foundations when I traveled to Greece for 2 weeks, and every day I did foundation, I used this one except one day. This is a tinted mineral sunscreen. It's a SPF 45. This one sinks into the skin way better than that one from E.L.F does. This does not sit just on top of your skin. Again, you definitely will probably not use enough to get the SPF 45, but at least with this one, I've used my fingers, I have used a brush, I've used a sponge, and in all different ways, it looks really beautiful on the skin. It gives a sheer to light coverage that looks very like, again, a satiny matte on the skin. It doesn't travel all over the face. It doesn't look cakey or heavy. It doesn't break up or look weird throughout the day, because again, I wore this on a sun vacation. I've been very impressed. I have this one in 22. That's the shade they sent me, and I will say I could have gone up a couple of shades. I could have gone down a couple of shades, because again, this is a sheer to light coverage. When I was traveling, my friend Heather borrowed this from me, and she's definitely a shade darker than me, and she was still able to make this work, because again, it's such a forgiving formula because it is a sheer coverage that lets your own skin shine through. So even if you end up getting the wrong shade, I'm sure you'll be able to make it work. This is actually my product from Kaya that I am the most impressed with. And this is the Glow Blush, and I have it in Wild Strawberry. This is such a beautiful glowy blush. no sparkles, no glitters. It has that perfect amount of glow to it and the perfect amount of pigmentation to it. Very impressed with this formulation. Absolutely beautiful. This is one of those products where I'm like, I could see myself getting another color because dang, this looks so beautiful on the skin, and I've used this one quite a lot since I filmed that video. That is not true. That is not my favorite product. This is not the one I've used the most, because there is one other product that I've used even more. Let me talk about that in a bit. A blush that I actually like even more than the one from Kaya though, that I was so surprised by, is, like I mentioned before, the powder blush from Fenty in the shimmery formula. I have it in Tahiti Teas. I bought this on the Fenty website. I have not seen this at Sephora, this shade, but this is one of the new shades. The reason why I didn't get any of the powder blushes from Fenty when they released is because, first of all the fun colors were matte. I don't love a matte blush. And it got very mixed reviews. But this one is so beautiful. This is enough sheen to be a subtle highlighter. You can use this one as a blush highlighter hybrid, and this is why I don't understand fully that other formulation, because I thought that that one was going to be even glowier, but if I'm going to be totally honest, I feel like they're equally glowy, but this one has a buttery, like slightly creamy texture. I am so impressed with this formula. Like, this is so beautiful. I don't know if all the other shimmery ones are like this, but this one, the one in Tahiti Teas number 7, highly impressed. This is a very like a nudie mauve. It is absolutely glorious. And another blush formula that I am so impressed with, and I've talked about these before, are the Morphe blush trios. These are so stunning. What is up and down? This is the one in Cabana Club. So this is the more brighter one. I got all of these sent to me in PR, but I only saved 2 of them. This is a beautiful glowy red. You have a powder blush that's a matte. You have a glowy cream blush that has like a little bit of a sheen to it, and then you have a glowy, like a dewy cream blush, but it doesn't have any sheen or like shimmer to it. That color combination is absolutely stunning, a very bright and bold and fun one. And then I have the one that is called Sunset Swim, and for me this actually can be almost like a blush, bronzer, highlighter trio all in one, because I can get a little bit of definition, a little bit of like blushiness, and a little bit of glow with this one. So this is almost like an all-in-one kind of a product. This formulation is beautiful. The packaging is stunning, the formulation is beautiful, the longevity on the skin is stunning, and the price point is really good. I'm very impressed with this, and I did do a video as of late where I was like, the comeback of Morphe, basically, what is it and what is not. Definitely check out that video if you want to hear more Morphe products that is worth trying out now that they are under new ownership. Those cheek trios, definitely. Now let's talk about Moira. These Moira products, that is not a Moira, that is a Morphe one. We did review that last time, and that one is beautiful. I have the Moira liquid glowy blushes and the Moira liquid highlighter. These are so nice. I am so impressed with this formula. I bought more colors. I have a video where I am trying some of these, and I bought more colors because I was so impressed with these. They are beautiful, blendable. These blushes, again, have enough like pearl to them to act as a highlighter, a blush, kind of a hybrid duo. They dry down, they look stunning, they don't lift, and these give an amazing like glow to the skin, but no visible shimmer or glitter or weird sparkle. You know, when you get close enough, you can always see something, but these are just very smooth and beautiful, and I am so impressed. There are high-end formulations that are not as good as these, and again, just stunning formulation. I went back and I bought more. That's how you know. That's how you know I really like something, is when I go back and I buy something more. Remember when I said that that was actually not my favorite product from Kaya? This is the Front Row Airbrush Foundation. This is with Sika and Ashwagandha. I think that's how you pronounce it. This is So beautiful. This is a skin tint. I have it in 3N. The way this makes my skin look and feel, it is very liquidy. It is a light coverage. You can build it up to a medium. It just makes my skin look just like I have been doing my skincare religiously for years. Just evens everything out. You get a natural, somewhat radiant finish that still dries down. It doesn't look cakey or greasy or goopy. It just looks and feels so great. And Kaja is a Swedish brand. It is actually a Swedish influencer brand, a very, very famous influencer that is she is a little bit of a nepo baby, I'm not gonna lie. Her mom is a famous singer and she started a makeup brand, and I haven't really tried it, not because I'm against her or against anything. It just kind of blew up at a point where it didn't make sense for me to try a lot of Swedish brands. They did recently, I think they recently got a US warehouse. That's what I wanted to say. And I'm fairly sure that you can order these. Double check first, but if you're living in the US, I'm fairly sure you can order these and get them shipped within the US. Double check before. But I did not get hit with any tariffs when I'm ordered from these because I bought all of these products from Kaja myself, and I am so impressed with this one. This is stunning. I've been using it so much. I don't know how much is in this one. There is actually 1.18 fluid ounces, and to say I'm impressed is an understatement. I have been absolutely obsessed with this one. It's so beautiful. Doesn't break up, doesn't move, doesn't look weird. Love this one. And my skin in that video looked incredible. And I've been using this one so much. I've been using this so much. This has been staying and living on my desk in front of me since the first time I tried it. Absolutely love this one. It's a new favorite of mine. And yeah, I just wanted to talk about it. Please let me know your thoughts. What are the products that you've been trying as of late that you absolutely love and you're like head over heels? And did you try some products where you're like, no, this wasn't for me, absolutely not my kind of makeup? I would love to hear about it in the comments. If you like these kind of videos, don't forget to subscribe. And if you like these kind of videos and want to see more, please do like the video and leave a comment as well. It really does help out in the YouTube algorithm jungle that we have going on. I hope you're having a great day, and I'll see you soon in a new video.